to two of the key leaders of the project, the techies and the organizers. Both handsome chaps, as you can see. Well, not yet, you can't, but you're going to in a minute. Kostas, you're in the middle. Or you can just change your nameplates. Or you're going to speak from the rostrum, yeah? Yeah. So Kostas is the project coordinator, and it's why we're here in Athens, as you're going to hear his wonderful Greek accent.
Thank you so much, John. Good laugh. Obviously, you understand my accent. I'll start saying, but I feel a little bit deprived being here with among the experts and hearing the comments of the intervenants right before me. I think it's a great conference, and personally, I learned so much today. I think we've been involved in this project for a long time, but still, we keep on learning. I'll start by saying that we are here to protect the children. We're not here to run a project. And I think this is a mandate that we got from the European Commission, but as well a mandate we got from the parents and we got from our partners as well. So I realize that protecting our children is difficult today, and I keep on saying that parents today have lost control of their children. You see on the picture what's happening. Now, focusing on the children's rights means in reality using a multidimensional approach. This is how we view it in this project. And when we say multidimensional, we don't expect that a single age assurance or a single parental consent or any other technique that we can use in terms of technical choices that we have is enough in order to be able to offer the technical platform that is required in order to be able to guarantee the children's rights in the modern digital world. So what we're trying to build here, we're trying to build, let's say, a framework, an environment where, first of all, different tools like age verification, age assurance, whatever you name it, parental consent, and other tools may coexist in that system so that the service providers, the children, the adults, the end user community, and all the stakeholders, they can use them appropriately in order to be able to protect our children. And this is what we're trying to do here. Now, the second thing that is very important in this, let's say, in our efforts, is that we don't want to build one system that is a monolithic system or a system that is provided by a single provider. We want to build a system that is interoperable across providers. So if we want to foster competition across providers. We want to foster competition because only with competition we're going to have better solutions. We're going to have better systems, we're going to have better tools in order to help our society solve the problems that the previous speakers mentioned extensively. And I think at the end, another thing that we want to do is we want, at least in a limited scope of this project, and I suspect that most of the participants in this conference will understand that it's a limited scope project, it's not a huge scale project. We'll try as well some of these methods, we'll try to test them out in a number of users, in a number of children, so that we get a first-hand experience of what we're trying to deliver. These are very important things that we want to focus on, and I would like to refer to something that has been said occasionally. I believe that most of the participants understand that typical solutions that everybody, well, there are some people claiming that electronic IDs, for instance, digital IDs, will solve the problem that we're facing today, will solve the problem of protecting our children. We don't believe that single digital IDs are enough in order to protect our children. We need a lot more tools, And we are here to create the framework, the environment, so that all those tools can cooperate, can work together in order to be able to offer the solution to a real problem. Now, I'm not going to bother you with this architecture. I'm going to go directly to some core elements of this solution that we want to have and want to put in place. We want to use the EIDAS principles and architecture. The reason is because it's an interoperable solution already. It has been tested for several years. I think EIDAS dates back to 2000, the first implementation. So we're talking about 20 years of experience of interoperable systems, and we are more than happy to copy the best practices of the EIDAS network in order to create something similar. Our goal is not to extend the EIDAS. Our goal is to create a parallel system that can work independently of EIDAS, but at the same time be able to use the information that we can find in EIDAS. So if a user wants to use an identification coming from EIDAS in order to prove his age, then we will accept that. But on the other hand, we're not going to try to, let's say, become a side node of EIDAS. It will never work. There are different, let's say, goals and different objectives of the two projects. Therefore, we decided that we should go in a parallel method. Now, obviously, we want to focus, as I said before, on the complete set of tools and not only on the interoperability. So it is very important for us to discuss about parental consent. We all saw the biggest challenges that we have are not about age verification and age assurance. The biggest challenges around parental consent. But not only those, there are other tools that are needed that would be able to help us in order to provide the solutions that we need to solve this difficult problem. What are the expected outcomes of this project? Well, Tony will talk about later how we can achieve that. But one of the first things we want to do is to have a wide adoption of AV providers using this environment that we're going to put in place. And if all the AV providers are able to use and interoperate in that environment, then we have won the bet. We want to foster newcomers in the parental consent domain because we do believe that the parental consent domain needs more innovation. We need to come with new ideas. As the previous speaker said again, we need to come with new ideas, with new solutions, new innovations, so that we are able at the end to provide something that is reliable and accepted by everybody. And at the end, yeah, we do want, at a certain point, to identify the gaps or the hiccups in the legislative process around Europe and be able to say at a certain point, yeah, you have to do these changes if you want to move forward, because we, as technological partners, we identify those gaps. And at a certain point, possibly you can help us out by changing a little bit the legislation. So these are the main points from our side, and I'll pass the floor to Tony, who will continue on how we can possibly achieve those goals.